Dr. Burns, can you briefly just give your medical credentials and your current position?
My current position is I'm the medical director of New MedSpa in Arizona, and I'm a naturopathic physician licensed in the state of Arizona.
And where did you come about with your Dysport research?
I actually came about with my Dysport research. One was from, of course, the manufacturer. They have medical inserts for us. And then two, I was also looking at Roloxin, according with the FDA, and also on PubMed. Almost all researchers go to PubMed. It's a reputable website for getting articles, from there, like research-based articles, and so that's where I kind of get some of my information from. I think it was like May of 2007 that, Medicine was trying to get FDA approval for Dysport. Mm-hmm. So it is made by a company called Ipsen, IPSEN. Just Medicine would be the one who'd be carrying it here in the United States.
What do you know about the differences between Botox and Dysport, if there is any?
Well, both of them are made from the same neurotoxin, which is botulinum toxin A. What they actually is that they're using the purified protein of it. So that's about the same. The differences that we're looking at here is that duration time. What they're saying is that it can, some people are saying that it works quicker, where you can see the results starting in 1 to 2 days, where with Botox it takes about like 3 to 7 days.
I know originally from New Zealand, is that correct?
Yeah, so it's originally from New Zealand, but it's also been sold in 23 other countries, and it has been around for 17 years.
When we talk about a proven track record in Europe and the United Kingdom, off the top of your head, some of the other countries that it's actually been used in?
Some of the other countries are, like Germany, Switzerland, England, Australia, New Zealand. So, it's been Italy. It's being used everywhere.
Based out of New Zealand, and when it was originally used for some other medical reasons, can you touch on some of those other medicals, whether it was spine or whatever it was being used for?
So, yeah, basically, Dysport was actually was made for muscular disorders like cervical dystonia would be one of them, which is basically spasms in the neck area that was actually creating deformities. And so they were doing the injections in the neck area there just to kind of relax the muscles, so then that person can basically hold their head up straight without having those spasms going on.
So from that, I guess, evolution, it came to, being that...
It came to that they also found here again that it reduces wrinkles.
Right. It's the same type of rejuvenation qualities that Botox, meaning that it, derives from the same place.
Yes.
Anything else that you can touch on with the differences between Botox and Dysport? I know that they're very similar, but anything else?
Yeah, some people do. Two other differences is that, one, some people say it lasts longer than Botox does. But then, of course, that's according to, it's like whenever you're going into the older population, of course, like for them, it's a little bit different than, say, like the average person who comes in who's somewhere between like 30 to 50, who gets it between that age range. They're looking at about 6 months time frame or so, that, according to some of the research.
And as far as time frame goes, did the representative from Dysport say when it's going to be available in the United States?
Physicians are currently getting orders in, and they said that the orders should be in like mid-July.
Do you consider New MedSpa to be a leader in the med spa field offering Dysport?
Yes.
I know that we probably not going to get into pricing on it, but I've heard that, because we don't know that yet, but is it going to be a little bit cheaper than Botox?
Yes, it usually is a little bit cheaper than Botox.
With the FDA actually approving it, where did that come about from, since it's been in Europe for so long? When it comes to anything coming into the United States, the FDA usually has to give approval. And so what they like to look at is they basically have 3 phases of development and research that they usually like to look at. And so because it takes a little while for the research to go through, then the FDA looks at it after it's gone through like the 3rd phase of research to say, whether like yay or nay, it's all right, depending upon side effects and everything else that comes out.
I know that this is new, and it's new to all of us, and you're definitely a great source for information on Dysport. What are some possible side effects of it that you're aware of?
Well, so some of the possible side effects that can happen, which are rare, is basically brow ptosis, which is, then depending on injection, like one of the eyelids can come down. There's always going to be like maybe a little bit of redness or stinging in the area, but that usually goes away because those are typical even with Botox. And then it's like sometimes people might get like a headache for a day or two, but then that'll usually subside, once the chemicals end up, start relaxing the muscles.
With the research not being out as far as the states go, but with the background in the Netherlands and the United Kingdom and Europe, do you consider Dysport to be a great alternative to Botox?
Yeah, I do. So, and also too, Dysport is also known as Relaxin. So, it's basically the same name. So, it's like, so if people don't recognize Dysport, then some people might recognize Relaxin.
So, anything else to summarize up Dysport with the small conversation we've had on it?
Dysport is going to be, I think, the new gold standard for Botox, than Botox was. And I think people are going to be really pleased with it because the nice thing is that it spreads farther than Botox does. And so for people who have those bigger muscle structures, this stuff will spread a little bit farther than Botox. So they'll be seeing the results in about like a day or two instead of waiting 3 to 7 days. And that is going to be lasting longer than Botox does.
Any last thoughts on Dysport? Anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I mean, it's just like from what I understand, I mean, the results and stuff they're getting from Europe, I can't wait to start using it here.